now let's review how to decode your video actions and analytics to find those insights. So views aren't the only way to measure the performance of your videos. We have click-through rate and pipeline. There are plenty of metrics to help you track and prove the ROI of your video program. So first, let's take a look at where we can see video insights within Vidyard. By heading to the Insights dashboard, you can see an account-wide set of digestible video analytics to help you make decisions around your use of video. So from the parent folder, you're able to see an aggregate view of all video insights across all folders. Or you could drill it down by folder or video to give you a more granular or specific view. You can also use the dashboard to better understand how people are interacting with your video content, who is interacting, and what trends are emerging. The contact center will allow you to see the video view sessions of your identified viewers. And then we also have the report center, which allows you to export your insights into a spreadsheet so you can share them with your leaders and stakeholders. So let's take a look at the Insights dashboard first. This is a centralized place for your video data with a selection of widgets that allow you to see an overview of your video performance. So we have our view funnel widget, which we'll delve into further in just a moment. We also have attention span, viewer retention. We have insights into the geographic location, browser usage, and device usage of your viewers, as well as an overview of your top videos by total number of views. Let's take a closer look here at the view funnel first. So the view funnel helps you understand how viewers are progressing across your key video engagement milestones, from landing on a page of the video all the way to becoming identified as a viewer. Let's review these numbers together. So the first number here indicates the number of page loads with a video. So this could be your sharing page or a page on your website where you've embedded a Vidyard video. The percentage you see beside it is your click-through rate, or the percentage of page loads that actually equal a video view. This is where your thumbnail images come into play. Next, we have your total views, and then the percentage of total views generated by unique viewers. And a unique viewer is someone who has been cookied by Vidyard. The next percentage here is the percentage of unique viewers that then became identified as a result of watching your video content. So they're not only cookied, but they're associated with an email address as well. So the funnel allows you to measure how well your viewers are converting across those metrics. And what you want to do here is look for spikes and lows to understand if a specific video is having great engagement versus the lows where maybe you removed a video from your video program and now you're seeing a dip in your overall video engagement over time. Let's go ahead and take a look at the attention span widget next. So the attention span allows you to compare the average attention span of your videos week over week or month over month, etc. You can also see the attention span widget at the folder level, or you can filter the dashboard to a specific video to see insights for just that video. Attention span indicates how much of your videos viewers consume on average. And as Naomi mentioned earlier, you can use this information to further optimize your content and find better action placement for your videos as well. Let's take a closer look at the viewer retention widget. So this graph only appears when you have filtered for a specific video in the Insights dashboard, and it allows you to understand the percentage of your audience that watches to specific moments of the video down to the second. So the contact center allows you to see who is watching your video content, what content was watched, skipped, and replayed, as well as where the viewer is watching from. So as you can see on an example here, the view session shows an identified viewer's video engagement through a comprehensive heat map. So green indicates they've watched that part of the video once. Yellow indicates they've watched that part twice. Red indicates they've watched that part 3 or more times. And when you see white, it means they've skipped that part of the video or they haven't finished watching. And this information allows sales and marketing teams to better understand who's watching their content and qualify the viewers and have more relevant conversations with them based on the content that they were engaged with. Lastly, we have our report center, which allows you to build reports to better understand your video engagement and performance. You can get more granular with reports because you can filter your insights by, let's say, video or user. You can establish a custom date range, as well as export and download reports for offline purposes where you can filter them further and then again share with your teams. All right, so metrics for individual videos are able to tell you whether particular topics or stories resonated with your audience. So overall video program metrics, on the other hand, tell you whether your video program has been a profitable investment and suggest ways to increase those returns. So while you may ask your team, how many views did we get on this video when it goes live? It's a fair question, but it can also be a little bit misleading. Views are really just a vanity metric unless they're paired with more meaningful measurements like your video engagement stats. So if you find that your video counts are low or begin to drop, revisit your distribution strategy. Are you publishing on channels where prospects are likely to watch? Are you using interesting titles and thumbnails? A thumbnail really is the difference between someone clicking play and totally ignoring your video, so make sure you choose wisely. Attention span data shows you how much your video's viewers watch. So this tells you whether it resonated or if they abandoned it, which is a possible sign that the video content needs some refreshing. Broadly, you can consider a video successful if your viewers are watching to at least 60%, also known as your video completion rate, if they watch the whole thing. And if your video finish rate, is significantly lower, it could mean that you have the wrong format or length. Shorter videos are more effective at the top of funnel where the viewers are not yet invested, and longer ones work at the later stages. It could also be, is that your videos contain the wrong subject matter. So again, early stage prospects, they want to know about the benefits of your tool, whereas later stage prospects want to know about the cost and the implementation. Next, we have your video click-through rate. So when prospects click or see your video, do they click play? CTR actually has nothing to do with the quality of your video content and everything to do with how interesting the title and the call to action of the video and the thumbnail are. So make your titles as intriguing as possible while still accurately explaining what your video is about, and use a verb in your CTA and customize your thumbnail image so it invites viewers to click play. The best thing you can do to increase a video's click-through rate is actually make it the main focal point in either your landing page or your email. And lastly, we have our action click-through rate. So similar to the video CTR, the action CTR measures which links or interactive elements within the video were clicked. So let's take a look at the action click view within the video library level. So if you select the number icon on your video, it's going to pull up this box. And this is where you can see the view session, the time, location, and percentage of the video watched by your viewers. And we've recently added the ability to track the action clicks for each individual viewer. So Adam here, for example, watched 100% of the video, and there's the action clicks button. You can see here that he's clicked on one out of the two actions within the video, and by selecting this icon, it pops up this box where we can see that, oh, Adam clicked on the registration link but ignored the demo prompt. Now let's take a look at the actions analytics within the insights dashboard. So if you filter your insights by a specific video, you're able to see your action engagement on that video. So in this case, the demo request form was post-roll of this video, and it received 140 action clicks, 471 video loads or action loads, and a 31% click-through rate. So what else can we learn from our action analytics? We're going to drop a one-pager resource into the chat that will give some key takeaways on what you could learn from your actions, as well as what you may want to consider to see a higher load count or click-through rate. So if you're looking at the actions engagement widget in the insights dashboard and notice that you have low actions count, this indicates the viewer may not have watched enough of the video to reach the action. So consider using a different type of CTA that can be surfaced earlier in video. If you have a low click rate, this indicates the viewer may not have seen the action, may have seen the action but did not click on it. So in this case, try changing the position of where it was applied, applying the action earlier or later in the video, or maybe for a longer period of time. And let's say you've come across an action that has 0 impressions. Well, this could be because that view on the action occurred before Vidyard started tracking. So metrics for individual videos are able to tell you whether particular topics or stories resonated with your audience. Overall video program metrics, on the other hand, tell you whether it was successful. So as you continue to grow your video library, you should set goals to help determine the ROI of your video marketing. Setting video goals should happen before you ever draw your first storyboard. Otherwise, it's easy to get lost in publishing videos for the sake of publishing videos, and it can be a really expensive habit. Goals differ from video to video, but they generally fall into three different categories based on the stage of the funnel they're intended for. So the following are some common and practical goals for improving your ROI. So goal number one here is to drive more traffic. Your top metrics to look at will be your overall click-through rate and your action click-through rate. So the first goal of most video programs is to get eyes on the content you're creating. You can measure that by your CTR or how many people click play. Alternatively, you can measure the performance of individual links or forms within your video. If your goal is to build contact lists, the top metric might be your subscription rates. So do you need to build a list of contacts or generate more leads? Then you're going to use those post-roll lead forms that pop up right when prospects are engaged to collect their email or other contact information. And if your goal is to generate leads or opportunities, your top metric is your ROI.